You know, there's nothing like tasting rice in a nice savory gravy. I think we in the South, we love our rice. There's nothing that satisfies us like rice does. Hi folks, welcome to another episode of Gourmet on the Road. And today we're going to taste some Malayali food. Now I love my Malayali food, and what I really like about Malayali food is the vegetarian sadhya that is usually served during festive occasions. So be it during Onam, Vishu or at a wedding feast, the sadhya rules the table when it comes to great vegetarian Malayali food. And today we're driving out in search of some great sadhya. Now whilst there are many restaurants in Bengaluru that serve up good Malayali food, there are few restaurants that serve up a great sadhya. So we are here today at the Paul, a hotel located in Bengaluru, and we're going to check out the sadhya at their Keralan restaurant called Vembanad. And I'm told they serve up a delicious sadhya. So let's go and check out the sadhya at Vembanad at the Paul. Hi Chef, how are you?
Hi Mr. Kripal, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So I'm with Chef Krishna, who's the executive chef for the Paul. And the sadhya here is typically done in groups of 12, 15, 18 because with all that food you need a large number of people to savor that meal. But as a special case, Chef Krishna has done this sadhya specifically for my indulgence. So Chef, I have a question to ask of you. Of course, when you enter the Paul and you enter Vembanad, you definitely feel like you're,
Entering Kerala
and you have a slice of Kerala, so to speak. But how do you ensure the authenticity of the food? How do you ensure that the food, the dishes that you serve during Sadhya are as authentic, as traditional as one would be served back in Kerala?
I do have a chef. He's from Kerala and he takes care of the Vembanad. He is Chef Benu. He mixes the food very unique on every individual dishes. It is a perfect one.
So we'll get to the Sadhya on the table shortly, but before that, let's go into the kitchen and see what's cooking. So we are here in the kitchen at Vembanad, the Paul, and I can see all these Sadhya dishes already ready, and that is Chef Binu, who's in charge of the Sadhya here at Vembanad.
We are at the end stage of the avial.
This is the avial that's being made.
Avial means mixed vegetables.
Avial means mixed vegetables. So are there any specific vegetables that need to go in for the avial or all vegetables?
Specific vegetables are there like yam, cucumber, beans, carrot, potato, all those things will be there.
I can see some drumsticks there.
And last will be finished with the pure coconut oil.
Pure coconut oil, of course. We are having Malayali food. Without coconut oil, I think there can be no Malayali food, right? So this is just for that finishing, just so you get the aromas. But the oil that you use to cook the avial, is that also coconut oil?
Yes.
This avial looks delicious. So Chef, how many dishes do we have in total?
28 is total.
28 dishes. So we have 28 dishes for lunch today, and after having seen all these dishes and watched that beautiful avial with its beautiful aromas being prepared, I can't wait to get to the restaurant and begin my sadhya here at Vembanad at the Paul. So Chef, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to tasting all these dishes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. So my banana leaf is already on the table and we are set for the sadhya to begin. So I've got some warm jeera water here and I'm told it helps in digestion. Inji puli, manga achar, naranga achar. So there is a sequence in which the dishes are served and there is a position for each dish on the banana leaf. I think we're already running short of space on this leaf, but there are more dishes to come. Well, I guess there are so many dishes, so you've got these teeny weeny portions of each dish. I'm sure if we want more, they will serve us more. And I think probably we're at 22, 23 dishes on this leaf at this point in time. So this is the inji puli, which is a pickle with ginger and tamarind. Then you've got the manga achar, which is a mango pickle. You've got the narangi achar, which is the lemon pickle. And then of course you have the ullithiyal, which is the button onion vegetable. You've got another vegetable here made of beans. I don't quite remember the name. This is the kootu curry, which is made with Bengal gram and some yam. And then you have the erisheri, which is made with pumpkin and the chauli or the lobia, the beans. This is the moru curry, and this is with the lady's finger and the buttermilk. And then of course you have the avial, which is what we saw being cooked. And to round off the meal, of course, I have my boiled rice. I have some parapu, that is the lentils with the ghee. We also have the cabbage thoran here. And then here we have the pineapple pachadi. Then you have the beetroot khichdi. And then you have the kalan, which is made with ripe banana. And of course, speaking of banana, we've got the banana here. And we also have the sarkara upperi, which is the chips. And then also the banana chips. I think these are also called upperi, I'm not sure. And then you have the chili and the papadam. So let's get started, and I'm told one should begin with the nehi parapu. This nehi parapu feels soft to the touch. I can feel the soft, grainy texture of the parapu or the lentils. In fact, this parapu is very mild in its flavor, and I'm told this is the way to start a sadhya because it coats your digestive tract in preparation for the other dishes that you will taste. So I've got the sambar here. The sambar is made with ulli, which is the button onions, and some carrot. I think there's also some beans. The sambar has a bit of a tang. I think the boiled rice leaves you very satisfied. I think there's also some eggplant, some brinjal. I'm going to taste some of the pickles now. Begin with the inji puli, which is the ginger and tamarind. You have that sour hit of the tamarind, and then you have that warm heat of the ginger as you taste this. That inji puli has just awakened my palate. Over some more of the pickle. This is the manga achar, the raw mango. Well, there is that heat, but not too spicy at all. I like the fact that the mangoes are soft, so they've soaked in all those pickling spices. Let's taste a bit of the lemon pickle or the naranga achar. That's more bitter than the other two pickles. In fact, it's a little too bitter, but I guess the lemon pickle has to be bitter. I'm going to taste some of this ullithiyal, which is the vegetable preparation made of onions. I love the savory sweetness of that ullithiyal. You got the savoriness of the onions, and I think there's also a bit of sweetness that perhaps comes from a touch of jaggery that's added to it. I think I'm going to call for some more rice because I want to taste the rice with some of these vegetable preparations. Let's taste some of the kootu. I love the roasted spices in this one. You have the earthy texture of the yam, and then you have that bite of the chana or the Bengal gram and the roasted spices. I love this. Go back to the rice and sambar. You know, there's nothing like tasting rice in a nice savory gravy. Be it a sambar, be it a rasam, or a simple dal prepared well. I think we in the south, we love our rice. There's nothing that satisfies us like rice does. I think we're going to taste the medakku next, or the medakku. This is a preparation made with beans, long beans and onions. You have the crunch of the beans, and then you have that mildly sweet, gentle crunch of the onion. I've asked for some more sambar. The sambar is delicious. We'll just portion our rice. I think what makes it so satisfying are all the vegetables that have gone into it. There's some eggplant, there's the ulli, which is a button onion, there's the carrots, there's some beans. So all that nourishment from the vegetables along with the spices make that sambar so tasty and so satisfying to eat. I've been told the olan is what you eat when you've got too much spice on your palate. So this is made with coconut milk, there's some lobia, there's some onions and white pumpkin. I was feeling the heat from the ginger and the robust spices that went into the koot curry. But as I taste this olan, that refreshing coconut works to soothe the palate. Next we're going to taste the eriseri. Now this eriseri is made with, of course there's coconut, I can already feel it to the touch. This is made with pumpkin and black-eyed peas. You know what I really love about everything that I've tasted here so far is that each one of these dishes has its own character, has its own personality. Sometimes when you're tasting 20-25 dishes, they all seem to merge into one another flavor-wise. But out here, at least from all the dishes that I've tasted, each one has its own personality and its own individual flavor. Let's taste the vendekya or the lady's finger more curry. You know, this lady fingers I thought would be mushy, but they're not. They have the pop of the vegetable and of all the seeds inside intact. I think they saute the lady's finger in some coconut oil before they put it into the more curry. I think that helps the lady's finger retain its texture. Oh, that's lovely. This is the avial that we saw being cooked there. So gentle in its flavors and the crunch of the vegetables. You can also taste the coconut oil that went over as a final drizzle on this avial. You have some drumsticks as well. I love the marrow of the drumstick. Yeah, lovely. I want some more drumsticks, tender drumsticks. The flavor or the taste of the marrow, more I think the texture of that gooey pop that you get when you bite into the seed makes the effort worth it. Time to get some papadam into the rice, just to get that added dimension of crunch. Now that we've tasted, actually not tasted, we've finished this entire line of vegetables here. Let's move on to the center line, so to speak. So this is the cabbage thoran. You can taste the sweetness of the coconut and the mild tempering that's gone into this cabbage thoran. You know, the flavors are clean, simple, yet delicious. Time to taste some pineapple pachadi. It's got that amalgam of sweet and sour flavors and that crunch, the acidic crunch of the pineapple. This is a dish that I've not paid too much attention to in the past, but this is kalan, which is a dish that's made with ripe banana and yogurt. You taste that unctuous ripeness in that banana. And then this is the beetroot khichdi. Grated beetroot, yogurt, and a bit of tempering, and there's some mustard that I can taste in this. Now that I've tasted all these vegetables, each one with their own unique flavor, the pachadis have helped cleanse my palate and ready it for the next serving, which will be the rasam. You taste the tartness of the tamarind. There's also some tomato in it. And then that gentle peppery heat at the back of your throat. I think we need to oomph up the spice quotient a bit with some inji puri or the ginger tamarind pickle. I love the warmth that comes from the ginger that coats your palate. I love it so much that I'm going to go for all of it in this bite. This is going to be a spicy bite. It's going to be a bite that will make the back of my head sweat. But this will be one deliciously satisfying bite. You taste the concentrated tamarind flavors. You taste that mild heat that comes from the pepper. And then you've got the ginger with its gentle warmth. Just coats your palate. Just leaves you feeling nice and warm on the throat. Lovely. Go for a bit of the pineapple pachadi. There's a bit of a fire now happening inside my throat. But that pineapple pachadi is helping soothe things down. Almost forgot the upperi or the banana chips. I haven't been paying too much attention to the sharkara varti, which is made with banana, jaggery. That was a bit of a bite there. And some dry ginger as well. Buttermilk. To wrap up a sadhya here, some buttermilk, thick buttermilk. This is not really the thin watery buttermilk, but this buttermilk has a bit of thickness, has a bit of body to it on the rice. Now I'm told that the traditional way of having the buttermilk at the end of the meal is to offer your palm for the buttermilk to be poured into it. You drink part of the buttermilk and you pour the remaining on your rice. I'm told the classic combination to have the buttermilk and rice is the kondatam, which are the chilies that are first steeped in yogurt, sun-dried and then fried. It's a combination of salt and spice. So I think I need to quickly chase that with the buttermilk rice. I can feel the heat of the chili at the back of my throat. You don't taste that chili at first, but that heat of the chili creeps up on you, and right now there's a bit of a fire that's happening in my throat. I need a bit more of the pachamoru just to cool down the fire from that chili. So there's some papadam that's just served that will also go into my dessert. So this is the first of the desserts here as part of the sadhya. This is the Parupu Paisam or the lentil paisam. That's a tasty paisam. But I am told the way to have it is to take some of this papadam, break it into the Parupu Paisam, peel the banana, take a bit of the banana, break this down into the paisam with the papadam. This is a whole new combination in my mouth. So I'm tasting the sweetness of the Parupu Paisam, which goes very well with the banana, the sweetness of the banana. And then you've got the papadam, which, having soaked in all that paisam, now just adds a little more body or weight to what's in your mouth. So I think that's dish number 26, 27 and 28. This is the chakka paisam or the paisam that's made with jackfruit. Then you have the palada, which is rice flakes. And then you have the semia paisam or the vermicelli paisam. So I think I'm going to begin with the semia paisam or the vermicelli here. I like the toasty notes of the cashew. So the paisam by itself is perfectly sweetened. It's not too sweet, it's not undersweetened as well. But when you bite into that raisin, and I think that raisin has been tossed in the pan, which has intensified its sweetness. It's got a nice jammy pop. So this is the palada, which is the rice flakes, milk, raisins, and of course there'll be sugar. You know, both have sugar, but in the palada, you get the flavor tone of caramelized sugar, which also explains the difference in color between the semia paisam and the palada. It's got this mild caramel flavor that you taste. So you're tasting that sweetened milk with that caramelized sugar edge. And last but not the least, we have the chakka paisam, which is made with ripe jackfruit. I'm told jackfruit are nearly out of season, so I'm probably having the last batch of the chakka paisam here at Vembanad. So you've got that intense, ripe jackfruit flavor hit. I'm glad I tasted this after the other paisams. Had I tasted this first, I don't think any of these paisams would have held to the strong flavor of the ripe jackfruit in the chakka paisam. Chakka as in jackfruit in Malayalam. That's intense jackfruit in every bite. This has been a delicious meal here at Vembanad at the Paul. You know, when you step into Vembanad, you literally feel like you've stepped into Kerala. When you look around at the decor, the ambience, the vibe that you get from this restaurant. But beyond that, it's the food that transports you literally back to Kerala. I think each one of the 28 dishes that I tasted was unique in its flavor, was unique in its character, and unique in the impression that it left on your palate. So Vembanad serves up the sadhya during Onam, during Vishu and other festive occasions. But I'm also told that they serve this up if you make a special request with a group of family and friends. This is certainly a meal that one will enjoy in happy company. So if you're in Bengaluru and would like to taste a glorious culinary aspect of Kerala, do call up Vembanad and book for yourself a sadhya meal experience out here. Having tasted it, I can definitely tell you that you'll enjoy the experience. So until the next episode of Gourmet on the Road, stay safe and happy eating. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, share and leave a comment. If you'd like to support Food Lovers TV, do log on to foodlovers.in and hit the Support Food Lovers banner. Links in the description below. Happy eating!